Good morning to all traders and welcome to another Markets and Waves video. Today is Friday, May 21st. Again, of course, going to be an interesting session since it is the last Friday of the week. And we're going to likely, have end of week flows coming in coming out, inflows or outflows. So in today's video, we're going to have a quick revisit on the euro dollar, pound dollar. Sorry, it's not pound dollar, it's dollar yen, the US oil, dollar against the Swiss franc, and also Tesla. Start, of course, with the euro dollar. Yesterday, we talked about the possibility of this either being an ABC and will continue higher, or either being an ABC, getting another ABC and getting another ABC to go down to this channel over here. Neither happened exactly as expected. However, what we do get is that we get a corrective wave to the upside, because this wave, guys, looks corrective to me. This cannot constitute a leading diagonal because wave 3 is the shortest, so it cannot be a wave 1. The only thing that we can see over here is an ABC. That probably makes that a W. Then when you go to another correction over here, it's going to be an A, B, and a C, perhaps for an X, W, X, Y, sorry, X and Z, most likely triple zigzag or double zigzag with a long wave Y, be 1, 2, and then the 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for leading that for an ending diagonal up here perhaps. So I'm looking at this in two different ways from now, purely because of this, right? That does not look an impulse to me. It looks like it's going to go to ending here, and then of course you get a 5-wave move down for a flat. Or if we take the triple zigzag scenario in play, right, we're going to go a bit higher up, most likely to create an irregular flat, which can have 5 waves down, either for running flat or expanding flat. So you look for wave 1 in this case, how long it is, to understand whether it's going to be running flat or an expanding flat. So this is when I'm looking for the euro dollar, guys. Not much more to add over here. We need to pay attention what really happens at this top, or in case we move higher, that's going to get us to a maximum of 122.79. So and there we can perhaps also expect the RSI and MACD to show something different. Now, as you will see, the MACD lines here are reaching across, and the histogram has started decelerating, which might be an indication, early indication of a potential move to the downside. That is still going to get us to wave 2, right? For now, at least. Now, in dollar yen, we have been expecting a move to the downside to finally finish this wave 4, right, and then move up to wave 5. Since this is our low, let me just put a line over here. We need prices obviously to go below that level. Not need necessarily, but ideally. Okay, sometimes waves are truncated. And so over here, the changes I've done is that I think last time we visited, we're up here, down here. So that will be a leading diagonal. We're looking for 3, 4, and 5, right? And what's happened since, we had another leading diagonal over here, but open this time, okay? So this at least is what it looks to me. We've got the 4 in as well, and the 1, and we corrected up in wave 2. And since then, we've done 1, 2, yeah. Hold on. Yeah, we've done 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5. That's 1, the 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a possibility, right? The only thing that makes me give it a high probability than the second count I'm going to show you now is purely because, for now at least, yeah, this remains impulsive. There is no overlaps between 1 and 4. This overlap over here is expected because this is a correction, okay? That's the wave 2, and then we'll go down for wave 3. So be really looking attention to how price develops from here, okay? The other scenario I'm looking yeah, is that, you know, this would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 over here, right? And then you would have that becoming an expanding, well, running, I would say, actually. Let's just do that now, quickly. You see, it comes a peep off the 38.2. So it would be A, B, and C, and running flat, okay? Which means we are still in wave 4. In either case, though, a 5 wave move is still expected because that would be over here, right? Now, if we take the first scenario, and that's the second scenario, if we take the second scenario now, guys, we started from here, and we've done our one over here at 108.705. We've only corrected 23%, okay? So don't be surprised if you see that's moving up to 50, 61, or whatever, and then continuing lower. But obviously, if we break, now we've just broken, but if we break further lower, and that would be a case where, sorry, just to do the 138, oops, the minus 38. Yeah, if we can go down to 108.62, okay, still, and then move up, because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, and 5. Anyway, we're talking about minute moves here. Things are hard to even notice. So that would be on the dollar yen as well, guys. The other scenario, don't forget, that I've been looking at is that for the medium term, that the correction and the move on the down here. And this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, and that's a correction. That could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So keep that in mind as well. Okay, so let's go quickly on the oil. As expected, we've had another move to the downside. Now we've broken the 62.30 that I've been expecting after we had 2 bounces over it, and we remain lower. Remaining under that level is bearish, guys. Now, the developments since yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like to me, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for ending diagonal, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for ending diagonal, which, by the way, is going to make much more sense, and I will explain why. Is because we are expecting prices. Let me just put a support here as well. 50 to 20. We want this fifth wave to go below that, right? Now, you see the 261. Is that right? No. I'm like, that's a bit awkward because I remember that was not the case. There we go. So we expect price to go below 57.23 in order to validate this sort of correction, okay? Which for now is like an ABC zigzag, and but in either case, a flat or a zigzag, we still expect a 5 wave move in wave C, right? Which is what we want to get. So we've got 1 and 2, and we want the fifth wave to end below 57.23. So if we have done already in wave 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, if we assume, you know, the lower it ends, the better, because then it gives us that room for wave 5. That would mean, pretty much, guys, that wave 3 and wave 5 will be equal, okay? And hold on, there, pretty much, right? Let's just check that out. You see, so the equality will take us from wave 1 and 2 peak down to 58 to 29. Okay, that means that wave 5 would end there. So again, you can understand that scenario, we need to have an ending that is going to take us even below the 60.83, right? Because otherwise, then we will have a weird wave 5. And when we are looking at, when we know the destinations of the counts that we're doing, guys, it's very important to understand that how the structure is going to evolve towards those targets. Because I cannot have prices going down there, and then that will be my wave 1 and my wave 2 and 3, and then what? My 5 will be like this. So it doesn't make sense, okay? Which means this, okay? ABC, 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 ABC for an ending diagonal over here. That would be ideal. Now, there is another scenario that wave 4 is not done. And maybe I prefer that scenario, to be honest, because I would prefer to see a long wave 5 here, which means ABC, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flat. And for this particular scenario, it would be a running flat, but we could get extended. Okay, so but the extension up to 64. Guys, the 64 is the invalidation now. Okay, in case we break that. Right, so, and then expect a move to the downside. In either case, more downside is coming in the short to medium term. In the short term, we need to see how prices are moving around these levels. But looks like to me, due to this correction, you know, that might be a case where this is and the diagonal or a flat. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm not sure I like it, because it would mean that, you know, we ended down here, and that not really gives us much space on the downside for in wave 3, unless if, of course, this is like something like this. You know, that would be like 1 here, and then we will get 2, and then we will get 3, and then we will get 4, and then we will get 5. That might be a case. Okay. For now, let's stick to this. Dollar against the Swiss franc. You know that we've been moving down, and I've been expecting prices to fall down in wave 4, right? See, yeah. If on wave 5 after 4, yes, 4 is up here. So I'm looking at this as an ABC. Wave A is done, wave B is done, and I'm looking at a multi-structural move to the downside for wave C. Okay. For wave 5, yes, well, C of 5. And looks like 1, 2 done. I want the 3, the 4, and the 5, and then the 4 and the 5. That's what I'm looking. Okay. Now, we've got some signal on the MACD at least that is showing that, well, you know, might be moving up rather than anything else. And to be fair, also that looks a bit like, you know, an impulse. So what if that would be something like, you know, an ABC or something, because we didn't really break below that level. It could be a very deep, simple zigzag. Usually one would say that, well, you know, this is better as a flat, you know, because, you know, we really reached the previous low, but don't be surprised. We are able to identify a lot of patterns, and this to me looks like it's got 5 waves up. Okay, but why I called it a 2 obviously is because this can be an A, a B, and a C, like a W, X, and Y. Okay, and I mainly look at this pattern as well. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is impulsive, and since this is impulsive, and since I'm expecting more downside, then, you know, the bias remains to the downside. But for further downside now, I'm looking at the 88.71 next. We will have really to break below that level, and that would be a case where this is 5, and then we might get a bounce here for 2, 5, and that would be a multi-structural move in the minute wave 3. Okay, Tesla, I'm expecting a correction to end. Well, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it looks like that's going to end soon rather than, you know, going down there. But in either case, I'm expecting W, X, and Y, because this is like an ABC, right? And you might ask, why are you expecting W, X, Y? Why can't we just not finish over here and then move all the way up already? And there's a simple answer, guys. Let's go on the 4-hour for this. The simple answer is that when we use our Fibonacci, we can use our Fibonacci. I will just make a small diagram here. There. So you got prices moving up, let's assume, and you're gonna get, you know, something like wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and wave 4. Look where my wave 2 finishes and where my wave 4 finishes. At 61 and 38. My wave 2 finished exactly at 61.8. So I'm expecting wave 4 to take me down to the 118, 38.2. That means that rule of alternation you know, is well respected. Wave 2-ish and elongated, lasted long, and it's not too, it's like shallow. So that sharp and deep, most likely. Actually not, I mean, if you think, well, it depends on how you look at the Fibonacci tool, but yeah, it should be, this is the shallow one, 30.2, and the 61.8, of course, is the deep one. So that's what I'm looking, but now heading a little bit closer in, you know, we really need to pay attention to the structure that it's been developing over here. You know, we get two signals on the 1 hour, like they're looking for more downside, and we've got that downside. To me now, this is 1 and 2, and this is 1 and 2. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the 3 of this one, the 4, and the 5. Yeah, of this. So that'd be like probably 3, 4, and then 5. Which means most likely we're not going to go down there with wave C, okay? And it's going to probably take us down to, I don't know, 500, who knows? Then we're going to correct next, and then we might get a wave Y. Okay, so guys, this will be all for the day. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, as always, don't hesitate to get back to me on the YouTube comment section, and I will revert as soon as I can. Thanks for watching again. Enjoy the last trading session of the week. Enjoy your weekend, and we're going to be here again with you on Monday.